I saw a bee vacuum on YouTube on the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, and I decided to build one using his design. This is just the way I made mine with the buckets, hoses, and fittings that I had to work with. The numbers that are critical are the height of the basket, because when you re-release them into a new hive, you can use a couple of empty deeps to hold the basket, allowing them to crawl up into the frames. If you use mediums, you might want a different size basket and fewer buckets. So my baskets are 18 3/4 inches tall. 2 deeps are 19 1/4. So the bottom board and the lid open, you don't have much room. Started out with 4 5-gallon buckets. I cut 2 5 1/2 from the top and 1 13 1/4 from the top. I started with a whole bucket and did all of the fittings to it, then stacked the 2 5 1/4s on top of it. Then 13 1/4 inch bucket is fitted upside down to form the base. The overall height is 32 1/4. I took a 1 1/2 by 1 1/4 plumbing fitting and epoxied it to a 5-inch length of pipe into it. I used a 1/2 inch Baltic birch and made a 6-inch circle with a 2-inch hole cut in the center. I used adhesive to glue the plywood to the bucket and then used a conduit lock nut to tighten it all down. I then secured it with bolts. I slipped the bottom bucket into place. I attached the bucket together with pop rivets using the tiny edge of wall under the main bucket. I drilled a 2-inch hole to let in the 1 1/2 90-degree electrical conduit so it could go through. My back hose needed customizing with some weather stripping on the inside rim. I marked it with red tape so that if I get another length of hose, I can put the right end on my back. The lid started with a piece of 1/2 inch Baltic birch with 2 2-inch holes, one for the suction control valve and the other for the suction from the shop vac. I drilled the holes with a 2-inch hole saw and drilled them in reverse to drill through the plastic. You can see the fittings I used. The bottom side of the lid, I cut the fittings off to give clearance for the vacuum. I used adhesive between the lid and the plywood, and there is the vacuum setup. I also made the extension one out of an 1 1/4 inch pipe, melted it with a heat gun and a piece of 1/2 inch plywood. Now for the basket. I used 1/2 inch plywood and 3/4 inch hardwood strips to make a frame. The bottom was just smaller than my bucket, and the top was 9 3/4 with a 7 1/4 inch door. The top is 2 plies, one for the door and one a little smaller for the lip of the door. I notched out the top and the bottom for the 3/4 inch strips. Then I drilled a 2-inch hole into the bottom and put vinyl with a cross cut to fit over the bee inlet tube. Next was the hinge, the paracord handles, and a scrap metal latch. Then I stapled on the mesh. I had this from an old hot tub top, and it is easy to work, and it is fiber, plastic, and free. And I would have used hardware cloth had I not had that already. While I was building, I built some extra baskets. This is the hose, and this is the hose that works with my shop vac and the fittings I used. Thanks for watching.